Operation Tulong USA.
Maraming salamat mga ka-Pilipino at mga ka-OFW. Minsan pa ay maglilingkod ng pambayan ng ating himpilang Utusan.tv, ang kauna-unahang internet television station in the world, broadcasting inside your Facebook. At nice kong paabot ang aking pangumusta sa lahat ng mga 72 countries na kung nasaan ang ating mga OFWs ay manunod at kasalukuyang nakabukas ang kanilang mga internet para man din ay magkausap tayong lahat mga ka-Pilipino. At dahil dito, bahagi ng paglilingkod ng pambayan ay minarapat ng inyong lingkod na magkaroon ng pagkakataon na makausap tayo ng isang Arab national para malaman natin kung ano ang kanilang damdamin, kung ano ang kanilang interpretasyon sa ating mga Pilipino, lalo-lalo na ang mga nagtutungo sa Middle East na kung saan ang ating mga mamamayang Pilipino ay nagsisikap para kumita sa labi sa ibayong dagat. For this moment, we are very proud to have in our broadcast, not inside in our studios. However, I'm going to talk to him while he is in United Kingdom in London. This is a live and direct broadcast from our studio here in Los Angeles, direct to London, in where one of an Arab national from Cairo, Egypt, who is a graduate of his bachelor's degree in London, we are going to talk to him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's more than a privilege to talk to Omar, an Arab national from Cairo. Omar, in London, good evening, and here in the United States, particularly here in Los Angeles, good afternoon. Go ahead and greet our viewers.
Thank you. Good evening to you, and thank you for having me.
And greet our OFWs, overseas Filipino workers, who are viewing right now in 72 countries. Go ahead and greet them.
I would like to greet them in Filipino by saying, "Kamusta kayo?"
Wow! I feel great for that. And I've learned that you are now, yes, you are in London, in United Kingdom. However, I learned that you are from Cairo, Egypt. And would you elaborate a little bit why you are in London?
I'm, as you said, I'm from Cairo, Egypt. I chose to study in the UK to do my bachelor's degree, and after that do my master's, and then also continue my career here in the UK. It was for the main reason that I believe that the UK is a developed nation with a lot of facilities, services, and opportunities to excel and be able to grow your career, basically. And that was the main reasons for my decision to move here to the UK.
I'll go back first in Egypt. Is Egyptian language different from other Middle East countries' languages?
In language-wise, it's not different, but all Middle Eastern countries have different dialects, and also within Egypt there are different dialects in the different provinces, very similar to Philippines.
Oh, can you identify how many dialects is being spoken in Egypt? Like in the Philippines, it's more than 1,000. What about in Egypt?
I don't think that we can reach that kind of number of thousands, but we do have many dialects, also uncountable amounts of dialects from the northern parts to the southern parts, and the different areas in Egypt. We do have many dialects differing from, whether it's closer to the Sudanese border or closer to the Mediterranean or within the central Egypt. There are a few different dialects.
And what is your national language then in Egypt? If you have a lot of dialects.
The national language is Arabic in Egypt, as it is in all the other Middle Eastern, or at least most of the Middle Eastern nations.
What about because I'm so much interested with how you converse with each other and different communities in Egypt. Though they write, let's say, a different type of dialect in a certain area. Though they write it down different from your national language, Arabic?
With the writing, I think Arabic, because of Arabic all being based, on the Quran, and that is basically Arabic. We all, whether within Egypt or even outside Egypt in other Middle Eastern nations, we all the writing is all the same, and all of the writing is more of the traditional Arabic. That all Arabic countries use. The dialect spoken may be different, but when it comes to writing, it is all the same.
Oh, I see. It is like in the Philippines then that the alphabet are all the same written on our dialects. Now, I am so much curious. How come you pick London to continue your higher education instead of just, let's say, picking up United States or stay over in Egypt to pursue your higher education? Why did you pick London?
Well, with regard to Egypt, I think the reason I picked London over Egypt was because I believe that the opportunities of an international education with a specific focus in whatever field you wish is more. You're more able to do this here in the UK rather than in Egypt. However, with regard to the US, it was one of the options I was considering, but the US for me is too far. Even though I really enjoy the US, I like to go there a lot for vacation. But to live there is a bit far for me, given that my family is in the Middle East. It would be nice to be able to see them on a more frequent basis than if I was in the U.S.
So, if I may say, you frequently visit United States of America, and are you particular of a certain area that you really wanted to go if ever you come over here?
Actually, in the U.S., I really enjoy the West Coast. I enjoy. I've been to Los Angeles before, actually, in 1999 with Meneses Ching, and also Las Vegas, and I've been also to the East Coast in New York. But I generally enjoy the West Coast a lot. I enjoy Los Angeles a lot, and the West Coast generally, and the weather there and the people there are fantastic.
You made mention about Meneses Ching.
Yeah.
How are you related to her?
Meneses Ching has been actually with me, with our family for 22 years, if not, possibly also 1 year before that. I was born 22 years ago, so she's been my nanny ever since. And to be honest, she's a second mother to me. She's another mother to me. I really can't imagine my life without Meneses Ching. I'm very thankful to her for everything she's done, and I hope that I am and will continue to give the same love and care that she's given me all my life.
Wow, you touched my soul with that sentence.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am so much connected with the overseas Filipino workers, and I consider myself one of them. What do you think of since you're from the Middle East? What do you think of the overseas Filipino workers, or OFW?
The OFW, all OFWs, I really appreciate what they do, and I highly respect the service that they provide to in all fields and all jobs, and to all employers or other employees. I really respect what they do, and I admire the fact that they are able to, especially in, the case where they travel to work for certain employers. I really admire their courage, and capability of being able to leave home, leave their family, and live with a completely different, in a different culture with a different set of people. I admire that a lot, and I respect what they do, and I hope that this can continue to bring good to both within Philippines and to all other OFWs across the world.
This is noted not only on newspapers, on news, but it is also all over Facebook. The problem of maltreatment of employer of OFWs, especially and particularly in the Middle East. And I can mention one of the countries is in Egypt. What can you say? What is your view on this maltreatment of OFWs by their employer? What is your view?
My view on this topic is very straightforward. I'm one of those who believes that I condemn the idea of maltreatment, whether it is verbal, physical, or in other forms, if it's, in the form of not paying the salaries properly, or all forms, this is something that should be condemned. I really believe the awareness on such topics should increase much more, and there should be a more, coherent and proper system of being able to monitor and also report this kind of maltreatment. This is something that is completely unacceptable and should not be tolerated across the world. At the end of the day, employer or employee, OFW, or any person for that matter, we are all the children of God, and we should have mutual respect between us. I really believe that we should increase the awareness on this topic, not tolerate it at all. And I also believe that any opportunity of when someone is maltreated, the first thing they should consider is to go directly to human rights agencies and to the police and report the situation, as it is completely unacceptable. I really do not agree with the fact that agencies continue to send employees to employers who have been abusive in the past. I think that there should be a more a better system of being able to check and certify these agencies in order to make sure that they do the job properly. And for those agencies, I think they should have a much stronger system of being able to do proper background checks on all types of employers, because I think this is a very important issue, and it must be it must be solved in one way, shape, or form. It has to be minimized. This is something that is unacceptable, and I really hope the awareness on this topic increases dramatically.
In your government, is there such law? Is there such bill being passed in your system to protect our overseas Filipino workers in your country in Egypt? Is there such a law that you can remember?
I believe that recently there has been more pressure on the government with regard to this, so they have set a certain standard and a certain limit to the type of salary you can pay, and it's become harder to employ people from abroad, whether Filipino or from other nations, unless they have the right paperwork and all of that. However, I think the human rights issue in general within developing countries like Egypt is a bit disregarded, not as regarded as it is in the UK and the US. They have made some attempts, but I think there can be many more attempts to change, to increase, the monitoring and the awareness on this topic, and also make sure that all types of workers, whether from abroad, Egyptian or all types of workers, they should be protected under human rights laws and should be protected the same as employers and the same as everyone else. We should all have the same equal rights, and I really don't believe that because someone works for you, that is an excuse for you to maltreat them. And also vice versa. I don't believe that employees should be abusive at all to their employers. They have made some, laws and some restrictions to try and minimize maltreatment. However, I think there can be much more that can be done.
I know the age of newly graduate on their bachelor's degree, and I am curious to know what is your plan ahead of your bachelorship?
I'm currently actually doing my master's. I'm finishing my master's at the moment, and my plan is also pretty straightforward. I plan to continue my career here in the UK, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Is there a plan of in the near future to have your family?
The main plan is currently that as I'm doing my master's, I'm working in real estate in the UK, and I plan to continue this job, I believe, for the for the near future, at least for the next 5 to 10 years.
Do you have any plan of continuing your master's degree also here in the US?
I haven't really considered that, but I have always been interested at one point to possibly, either move to the US or explore different types of opportunities in the US, as it's always been a country, that has influenced all our cultures and all our lives. So yeah, it's something that I consider, but not not in the near future.
I have read in your resume that you are in real estate business or management. How are you going to give the definition of real estate right now after the downfall of the international global crisis on financing?
The definition to real estate is a bit hard to really put it into a few words, but I believe that it's at this point, real estate after the crisis, it's been something that has increased awareness all over the world in the way that real estate should be purchased, in the ways that mortgages should be offered to people, and in the ways that these things should be monitored. I think that it's an opportunity at this moment for people to, come back into real estate, buy houses again, but with a much more cautious, much more cautious outlook on the matter. As I don't believe that it's as easy or even normal anymore to just to obtain mortgages so easily. I think that it's a great opportunity. Real estate is something we will always need, whether it is residential, commercial, or other types of real estate. We'll always need homes. We'll always need places to go to. We'll always need malls, restaurants, etc. But I think the way we go about it must be much more cautious, given that real estate was the main cause of the subprime issue and therefore the crash. So I think it's a good opportunity, as I said, for real estate now. But at the same time, it was an eye opener, the crash, for people to be much more responsible in the way they approach real estate.
Is there a way? Let's say I am a Filipino. Is there a way that I can own real estate in Egypt?
Oh, definitely. I think that there are currently some Filipinos who do own real estate in Egypt. The same as any other person. I think if you can own, it's similar to the US and the UK. If you can own real estate in the US and the UK, you can also do so in Egypt. You do not need to be an Egyptian national. But yes, yeah, definitely you can own a house or you can own whatever kind of real estate.
I gathered a lot of information from you, Omar. And thank you very much for all those and giving me your ample time and opportunity to talk to you. Before we leave, do you have any message for our Filipinos all over the world and also all our viewers right now? Go ahead.
I would just like to say, mainly I would like to thank you for this interview. And again, I would just like to stress on the point that, you know, there's very high respect for all OFWs and very high appreciation for all OFWs for what they do and for the dollars and that they send back to their nation. I hope that the government can be, can use those dollars properly. And I'm really also, I would like to say that I'm very, very thankful to Meneses Ching and also Annalyn Meneses for everything they've done for our family, and how we are in debt to them for all the greatness and all the great years we've had together.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Omar. And as we say, mabuhay.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Mga Kapilipino, direktamente mula sa Kingdom of United Kingdom sa London. Bagamat si Omar ay an Egyptian national, direktamente nakaugnay po natin at nakakatas tayo ng napakaraming mga mahalaga impormasyon, ang kahalagahan ng ating laging ibinabando sa buong mundo, ang kahalagahan at respeto na dapat ipagkaloob sa mga OFWs. Nakita ninyo, an Egyptian national ay sumasaludo sa ating mga OFWs. Kaya mga Kapilipino, natatanging araw na naman ang ating pagtatanghal na ito. At bago tayo pansamantala magpaalam, nais ko na namang ibigay sa inyo aking pagkain kaisipang malimit sabihin sa inyo, ang utang na loob ay hindi dapat nabayaran. Sa halip, ito ay ipasa. Ang inyong kaagapay sa hirap at ginawa, Kuya Manny Calpito po, nagsasabing salamat at mabuhay.
Operation Tulong.